Hey guys, happy Sunday. It is September 12th. If you watched my first week vlog, or me rambling, you know that we had school Thursday and Friday last week, and then I did not get to really plan it all on Friday because during our prep we had an assembly, so it got cut short. But that's all right. This is our first full week, so I decided to come into school, get some planning done, and I'm gonna take you guys along with me as I do that. I don't usually like to work on the weekends, especially the longer I teach it, the easier I find it to balance that so I can get stuff done at school. But I feel like at the beginning of the school year, when we're doing some more like get to know you activities and we aren't in our regular routine, I kind of have to put more time into planning and finding and thinking of activities. So it's okay that I'm here. It's fine. I'm gonna try to make it quick, and I'll bring you guys with me and let you know what we're gonna do our first full week of school. Like I said in my last vlog, I am gonna try to get more into our routine this week. The first 2 days was a lot of just like getting to know you activities, team building. We did a lot of brain breaks like outside and just dances, and we'll still do brain breaks because I think those are obviously important. But I want to do more into our actual routine, maybe start getting into a little bit of content, a little bit. So, and still doing some of that fun stuff because I want them still to be excited about school. I want them to enjoy coming here. So we're gonna do a little mix and start getting into our routine, but still making it fun. So we have Fountas and Pinnell classroom curriculum, and one part of it I really like is that we have all of these interactive read alouds for the whole year. I think there's about 100 picture books we end up reading, maybe more, maybe it's like 120. So we're gonna start reading those this week. They usually have 5 for every theme, so you read 1 every day. And then as we start the mini lessons will tie back to the books that we've read. So when we talk about problem and solution, they might talk about Enemy Pie, which is one of the first books that we read. And then when we get to, you know, plot or character traits or whatever it is, it ties back to those interactive read alouds that we've all read. So I really love how they do that. So this week we will start the read alouds, and I still will probably mix in some of my read alouds too, just towards the end of the day, because I have a lot that I just like to incorporate. And then the other thing I really like is they have these management lessons, which I'll show you them. For some reason, I've never done them before. I just kind of felt like they were things that I was gonna do anyways, so I just did my own thing. And now this year I'm like, why did I put effort into coming up with my own lesson when I can literally just take them out of the book and tweak it or whatever, but they're usually pretty good. So I'm gonna show you some of those, and here's what I'm thinking. So here's my planner. Again, we're not gonna have our completely normal routine, but I wanna ease into it. So I'm gonna have an interactive read aloud each day. I'm gonna do a mini lesson each day, and again, these in the beginning of the F&P series for theirs, it's not necessarily content. They have a management section, so it'll be some of it's like respect, and some of them are about like turn and talks or about the classroom library or whatever. So I'll choose the ones I want to do, but I'll do a mini lesson each day. I want to do some sort of writing or word work starting this today, whether it's a game or an activity. I don't know. I need to think that through. I want to each day do something on the Chromebook. I mentioned how it took us forever to get logged in last week, but once they get logged in once, it saves their email, so now they just need to type in their password. So I want to do some practice in the Chromebook, like we'll use our email this year, which most of them haven't used before. We'll do some things with Google Slides and Google Docs down the road, but I just want them to be able to get into their email first, get logged into some of our common websites like Epic and Prodigy and whatever else. So I'm going to try to plan one day each day to do something on the Chromebook to get them logged into. For math, like this will kind of be a little bit of getting into our routines for number talks, maybe start some of our place value lessons, get some games in there too. So I did make a fraction video last year about how I teach fractions and that kind of like what the lessons look like. And recently that's been getting a lot of comments and kind of more views than I did right away. So I think maybe I'll try to do that for every unit. So maybe I'll make a whole place value video about what our lessons look like, games I use and whatnot. And then I'm gonna try to still do a team building or like a STEM challenge type thing each day as well. So I'm gonna kind of just get that mapped out with like in my planner of what I wanna do, just like in a couple words, and then I'll actually get the materials ready. So let's do that. All right, here's what I came up with. So these are our first 5 books for the theme is the importance of kindness. My 2 favorite are Enemy Pie and The Can Man. Love The Can Man. So I'll just read one of these each day. It doesn't really matter the order I go in, but I just kind of mapped it out because I shared these with Mark, my neighbor across or next door. So I take like whatever one I read one day, he just doesn't read that day. So anyways, have those for there. Mini lessons, we're gonna do one on respect, one on voice levels, one on problem solution, not on like in a story. This one's more like while I'm teaching, like my headphones won't work, but Mr. Nelson's with the small group. What do I do? Like more like problems in the classroom and how they would solve them. Returning materials, again, this is one that I didn't ever, like it's just like common sense. You teach kids where to put things back when they're done, but why would I not just make it a mini lesson where we can come up with the reasons why we do this together? So, and then on Friday, we're going to talk about classroom library organization. They've already grabbed books and checked out books from our classroom library, but we haven't talked about how it's organized. And I like how this will tie into then genres, because it talks about how there's some nonfiction, how there's some fiction, how some of them are organized by who the author is, or by a series, or by like some are by genre, some of them are like the mystery books and whatnot. So that'll be a good management lesson to introduce our classroom library. Moving on to writing, I always like to have them write a letter to their future self, just talking about some of their current favorite things right now, how they're feeling about third grade, what they're excited for. This is really fun because at the end of the year, I give them their letter back and they can see how much their writing has improved as far as like the amount they're able to write, and then also their handwriting and just like the, I don't know, just like, what am I trying to say? Like the, like grammar skills and just their ability to actually write. Then if you are familiar with the Secret Stories, I'm going to teach them the Better Alphabet Song. Now, I've never used the Better Alphabet Song in third grade, but first of all, these guys missed the end of their first grade year because of distance learning. Last year for second grade, they were hybrid. They were hybrid for a lot of it, and I just, from what we've seen from the data from last year, is this grade level that we have is the one that we've seen the most impact from COVID on. So I really want to just go back to the basics. So I want to work on those letter sounds. And just so they don't feel like it's too babyish, we're going to be learning it to teach to our first grade buddies. So I really want to work on there. And then I want to play letter sound bingo with our first grade buddies, because again, a skill that the first grade buddies need, but I think it'll be good review for a lot of my students as well. So I'll just practice playing with them. That way we can do that with our first grade buddies. We need to make our writing notebook, and then I think on Friday I want to see if we can meet up with our first grade buddies and teach them this song and play letter sound bingo with them. Some Chromebook skills I want to try. I want to get them into their email on Monday, get them logged into Epic on Tuesday, Seesaw Wednesday, Prodigy Thursday, Freckle Friday. For math, I want to introduce number talks and just kind of go over our norms and why we do them and the procedures for them. And we'll do a number talk every day. I didn't write that in, but that's just part of our like before lunch routine. And then I do want to get into our place value lessons, I decided, and then work in some place value games like place value top it. I don't know what we're gonna do on Friday, but I kind of just want to see how this goes first, like how kids are doing with it before I decide how far to take it. But it's kind of what I'm thinking. All right, then for the team building, it's not all necessarily team building, but it's kind of like collaborative work, STEM challenges, just something hands-on. So for Monday, we're gonna do the index cards. So what that is each table will get a bunch of index cards, and they have to create the tallest tower they can out of them. But before they can use an index card, they have to come up with something that they all have in common. So it could be that they all have a sibling, or they all are in third grade, or they all went swimming this summer. It can be whatever. They just have to come up with that. And so they'll get some good discussion about, I don't know, just what their interests are and things that they've done, experiences. So that'll be Monday. Tuesday is gonna be tower stacking, which it's been, I've seen this one all over, where you give them plastic cups, they can't touch the cups, they get like a rubber band and string, and they have to work together to build a pyramid. We're gonna do the STEM challenge of catapults with popsicle sticks, rubber bands, and a spoon on Wednesday. Thursday, I was thinking like maybe capture the flag against another class. We did this quite a bit in the past with some of the fourth grade classes, which is fun because I get to see my old students, and my third graders get to know some of the fourth grade teachers then. So maybe we'll see if it's nice out. We can go play capture the flag with somebody. And then I want to do an art project on Friday. I don't know what that project will be yet, but that I can figure that out during the week. So that whole thing right there, I think the video of me doing that was like 6 minutes long, so that did not take me very long at all. I think what I'm gonna do is just really plan out and time out and get stuff ready for Monday, because then the rest of the stuff I can get ready during my prep the rest of the week. So I'm gonna show you what I get ready, and yeah. And I should show you this. I obviously can't share these because this is Fonts Pinella and it's copyrighted. But with each book, we don't use all this stuff in there, but they'll have kind of some goals for the book. They'll tell you about it. And then they usually have some vocabulary words. And then they have questions that you can ask. We don't stop at all of these, but they have some questions you can ask during it, and then some questions to ask after it. And then they do have some responses that students can do as well. So we can't do all the stuff that's in there, but it is nice having those options for each of the books. So I'm gonna go put these in my shelf up here. Oh, I also gotta clear up this mess. This is a disaster. So I already read this book. I read both of those. I still want to read both of these two, All Are Welcome and I Promise. So I'll maybe read these during morning meeting, just because they both have really good messages. But for right now, I'm going to put all of our read alouds for the week up here. That way, Mark can come. That was cool. Those are just up with command hooks, so let me fix that. All right, much better. These are magnetic shelves, but I like them up here, so I just have like the picture hanging command strip things, and they don't normally fall, but I guess today they just weren't feeling strong. Okay, anyways, read alouds up there for the week, so we're set. I also will hang one of these up on the wall each week. I have all the book covers on there, and that way we can always refer back to the covers when we're discussing the books and making connections between the books that we read. I feel like I'm gonna get this stuff cleaned up here quick, and then I'll keep going with planning stuff. All right, much better. Let's get back to planning. Especially when we're not into like our full routine, I like to just like map out the day with times of how long I think things are gonna take. Kind of like you saw in my last video of how I had the first day of school, it's like time chunked out. So that's what I'm gonna do now. All right, kind of got the schedule and times typed out, and then obviously found out I needed to add a few more things. But as I realized last week, I guess I tend to underestimate how fast things will go. So I guess if anything, I have too much planned, which is fine. So I'll kind of take you through this, and then I'm gonna call it a day. So for tomorrow, start off with morning meeting. I have all those morning meeting slides in my TPT store for the whole year, so I don't have to prep those at all, which is awesome. So that goes until 8:45. School starts at 8:15, so we'll share about our weekends and set a goal for the week and play a game, and then it'll be time to go to gym and music. After gym and music, we're gonna do Read Enemy Pie for our interactive read aloud. And then after that, we're gonna practice our reading stamina. I kind of talked about that in my last vlog as well, about how I go about tracking the reading stamina and getting them to find good spots where they're not distracted. And anyways, yep. After that, we will do our respect mini lesson. Then we'll head out for our morning recess. We'll come back in and have a snack break. Once we're in our full routine, I think this snack break is gonna turn into a working snack. Like we'll get in and go into some reading stuff, and they can eat their snack while they work. But especially while they're still getting to know each other, and when we're not into our full schedule, I'm just gonna let them come in and have a snack, and like after they don't have their snack, play some games and whatever with each other. So that will be after recess, and then we're gonna do that future self writing where they write a letter to their future self. We'll get a movement break in, then we're gonna get it logged into our emails, head to lunch and recess. When we come back, I'll read some of our chapter book read aloud, which currently is I Survived the Attacks of September 11th. And I'm thinking that since September 11th was over the weekend, the 20th anniversary, that today might be the day that leads into just some discussion about it, especially since the part of the book we're at is when the planes are about to hit the towers. So this might go longer if they want to start discussing it. Otherwise, we'll discuss, kind of lead into those discussions when we finish the book. I'll kind of let them guide that. After that, we're gonna do that index card where they have to come up with their group and build a tower. following that challenge. We'll actually probably do longer than 20 minutes too, because I want to talk about afterwards and find the things they had in common. But this is probably why I end up having too much planned, because I underestimate the amount of time things take. Anyways, I want to read the book I Promise, and I want that to lead into us making our classroom promises, or like our classroom rules that we'll follow. And then after that, I want to give them a student interest survey, just about like their favorite subject, rating how much they like reading right now on like a scale of 1 to 5 or 1 to 10. Kind of want to get to know like some of their favorite things, like favorite candy bar and stuff, because usually I just give everyone like the same treat on their birthday, but this year I might want to kind of try to get something that they like on their own, like their favorite candy or something. And then I want to talk about our first grade buddies, and just about kind of show them the class list and see if there's anybody in that class that they know, and if there is, trying to buddy them up with somebody they know. And then talk about how we're going to be helping them become better readers. So for that, we need to review some of the skills they learned in first grade, which will lead us to the Better Alphabet song. And then if we have time, I want to practice our reading stamina one more time. They actually love practicing it too, so that'll be a good thing. And then that'll leave us to clean up and get ready for dismissal. The nice part about all that is there's nothing I really need to prep. I already have the index cards, and everything else is just either me reading or us having a discussion and me creating an anchor chart for it. So I'm honestly just gonna clean up my area and take off. So I will obviously keep you posted. Probably try to do like a check-in every day after school type video this week, and I'll let you know what we got through, what I ended up changing, and what things went well, I guess. So I will see you in the next video. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Bye.